Yo, how are you guys doing? So, you might be going through a stage in your life where you are feeling completely disconnected from your reality. Like you're just feeling disconnected from everything that once made sense. Like you might not resonate with your friends anymore. You might not resonate with your habits. You might not resonate with your job. You might not resonate with where you are staying. Like everything just might not feel right anymore. Even though you might have built that entire life because that was what you thought you wanted. And now you in this process where everything feels different and like you want something new for yourself. Like you know deep within yourself that there's something new that wants to emerge through you. And this is called the spiritual awakening. I've been through this process three times, like three major times in my life. I've gone through this process where I built a life for myself and then uh, I had to completely break it down and become a new version of myself and become like make this new life for myself because I was so discontent with the life that I was living, even though I had built it. Like it didn't make any sense to me, and an incentive for you to like go if you're going through this, like it is difficult. And I'm gonna give you some tools, like the complete tools that I've used to go through this because I've gone through this three times now, like I've said over the past 5 years, and I'm able to go through it way faster now than the first time I went through it because I have these tools and I understand what is happening to me and I also understand the journey that I'm going through. Um, if you want to understand like the full the 6 stages of spiritual awakening, I made a video on that and it's on my channel. You can go look at it. But for this particular video, I'm going to give you the tools that I've used to navigate these uh, different parts of the spiritual awakening so that you can become the best version of yourself. Because I believe what a spiritual awakening is, it's just a radical shift of beliefs and values to form a new identity and a new state of being. I just believe that a new version of yourself is trying to emerge. And for in order for that new version of yourself to emerge, you have to release the old. Like you you can't have two identities. Like you have to choose which one you want to be. And at the end of the day, it is your choice. But life is trying to force you to get to this new identity. And so, like, it can take you a couple of weeks or a couple of months, or it can take you years. And it usually takes years if you have a lot to work through, or you aren't surrendering to the process and you aren't going with the flow of life and where life is trying to lead you. And so, I'm gonna get into the tools that I've used along my journey and that I used most recently because I just went through this again. Uh, and like I said, like the feelings that you might be feeling to know that you might be going through this is completely disconnected, overwhelmed. Like the first time I went through this in 2020, I was so overwhelmed and like I just felt like energy was constantly moving throughout my body. Like it was intense and it was hectic and it was difficult for me to actually like be myself. Like I still had a normal job, I still had a partner, I was still in reality, and I had to go through those intense things. It was extremely difficult. Um, I felt trapped. Like I didn't resonate with what my life was anymore, and I wanted to create a new life. And I just felt completely trapped because I didn't know how to make that happen. You might also be feeling like there's more to life and that you are worth more, which is 100% true. You might be feeling like the life that you've built doesn't resonate with you anymore or make sense. And you probably are going to stop enjoying the things that you used to enjoy. And I can share a story about that, like how I completely changed my identity the first time. If there's time later, or if it helps with this video, but I'll just get straight into it. So, the most important thing that I figured out to do, and the best thing I can tell you to do, is I started meditating. Now, what meditation? Like this is the key thing to get. It's the key to make the process go so much smoother, and to lead you to where you need to be going. Like it basically it allows you to listen to your intuition better and to know what to do that is right for you. So what meditation does is you're not really trying to shut up your brain. Like you're not trying to do that. You can never do that. Like literally you can never shut off your brain. What you want to do, what the goal is with meditation is that you just want to observe your thoughts. Like you want to sit there and let the thoughts happen but not be attached to them. That's the goal, because when you're not attached to them, you get to dictate how your life goes. You get to choose what you do with your life, and you get to choose the actions that you want to take. You don't associate yourself with your feelings and your emotions and what you're going through. Instead, you take actions on the things that matter, and you move towards the things that matter. For example, like your brain has been built over thousands of years to protect you, and so your brain's always going to tell you things that protects you, and it's going to try and convince you to do the safe thing all the time. But what if your success is not doing the safe thing? And not doing the safe thing could just be showing up to a camera. Like, that doesn't feel safe. It didn't feel safe to me when I started. I used to get so much anxiety during high school and university when I had to speak to people and give like oral presentations. I had to have so much anxiety that I used to have to take tablets because it was so overwhelming. And so that in the moment can feel like you dying. But your brain is just trying to protect you because your brain knows that you're scared of that, and your brain doesn't want to put you in a position where you're vulnerable. And so when you meditate, it allows you to see that. It allows you to see, okay, I have this fear, but because I have this fear, it doesn't need to prevent me from taking the action that I need to take in order to get to where I want to go. And so that's meditation for me, in my opinion, is the gateway to everything, like the gateway to becoming the best version of yourself. The next tool that I used is journaling. So, like, there's a lot of videos and stuff, and there's a lot of tutorials around journaling. Simply, what you want to do when you journal is, I'm going to show you the best way to actually journal to get what you want. But what you want to do in the beginning is just write your thoughts down, because your mind is going to be so overworked and overwhelmed. You want to just get those thoughts out of your head and onto paper. You don't even have to make sense with what you're saying. Like, just write whatever comes to your mind. Like, just do a brain dump of what's going on in your head, because you're probably going to be so overwhelmed that there's too much going on in there. You can't navigate where you need to go and what's right for you and what is the right next steps for you if you have so much going on inside your brain. So the first thing is just brain dump all that stuff out. I promise you're going to feel, the next day after you do this, you're going to feel way better. You're going to feel clear again. As well as if you implement these things over here that I say you don't do, because these things basically overstimulate you and make it more difficult. And then what you want to do is just like write the way you're feeling, like speak to yourself, like speak to what you're going through. Just speak like you're speaking to someone. This is your own personal journal. No one's going to see it. And so just be honest with yourself. And what you'll find is that you will start figuring things out about yourself that you didn't know, because you're putting it on paper and you're speaking to yourself, and like things start coming to your mind while you're writing as well. It's like you it's like you're channeling, basically. What channeling means is basically you're just getting direction from a higher source. It's like you're channeling when you journal, when you're actually getting to the flow of things. And you can ask questions and you can receive answers, depending on how how non-corrupted your body is. That's not the right word, but like just basically like how fluid your body is. And that comes along with the don'ts over here. So meditation and journaling is, in my opinion, essential. It helped me a lot. The third thing that truly helped me was cybernetic transposition. Now, it's difficult to actually find out what the cybernetic transposition is. I found out about it through my first mentor when I was going through my spiritual awakening, and it was pushing me towards starting a business. He spoke about it, and so then I bought the book and I read the book, and then I did the cybernetic transposition. What it basically is that every single day you write like a statement of where you want to go. So what this process does is that it gives you clarity on what you want, because right now you most likely don't know what you want. You're probably confused as hell. And so the cybernetic transposition gives you clarity on what you actually want, because it's a refined process and it's actually backed by science. It worked for me. Like, I wrote that I wanted to work from my laptop. I didn't want to be tied down to a location anymore. I didn't want to be in the city anymore. I was in Cape Town in the city, and it was so overwhelming that I didn't want to be there anymore. I wanted to work from my laptop and be in nature. And like 2 or 3 months after I started that process of writing that down as the cybernetic transposition, it happened. Literally my life became about traveling my country, South Africa, and working from my laptop. Like, I still get to do that to this day. So it truly works. It's difficult to really explain what the full process is. So I've actually created a guide where I wrote down everything that I know about the cybernetic transmission, everything I learned from the book, what I did in order to do that for myself previously. I just did it most recently as well, where I was going through another spiritual awakening, and I told myself I wanted to become a world-class YouTube strategist. And in order to do that, I had to work with a lot of channels. And literally, when I did that, I worked with over 60 YouTube channels in 16 months. Like, that's insane. That's a lot of YouTube channels. And these were 6, 7 figure, 8 figure, some of them 9 figure businesses. And I got to work with them, helping them with their YouTube strategy. And I don't know if it's done to the cybernetic transmission, but that is what I did at that time when I was trying to get clarity on what I wanted and it allowed me to do it. So I've done it twice and it's worked twice for me. And so I've designed this ebook to help you go through that, and you can get it if you want. It's in the description below, or if you don't want it, it doesn't matter. You can just research the cybernetic transmission, buy the book if you want to. And yeah, I promise you that thing will work because it gives you extreme clarity, and it's based on like cybernetics and science and your brain. Like, it literally wires your brain so that you have complete clarity what is specific for you, like you as an individual, and then it helps you take action from that place. It allows you to get aligned with what you want and then take action from that direct place. The next thing is you need to move your body. Like, in my opinion, yoga is the best thing because it builds your strength, it builds your flexibility, it gets your energy moving, especially if you do this in the morning and at night. I like to do it as well. But you need to move, like going to gym, running, hiking, anything that makes you move, because there's energy in your body that needs to come out. It needs to be expressed. It needs to leave your body because there's trapped energy in there, and this is the energy of your old identity that you need to move in order to start working through it. And I promise you, you're gonna. It feels difficult in the moment, like you don't want to move. Like, if you haven't gone to gym, if you haven't moved for a long time, it's difficult to get started. But getting started is the first step, and it's the hardest step. After that, you're gonna want to do it. I promise you. Like, it's gonna feel so good that you're gonna want to continuously do it every single day. And then the last thing, which is a bit unconventional, is play. And what I mean by play is like follow your excitement. I don't mean play as in distracting yourself. I mean follow the things that excite you to do. This is important because during my first spiritual awakening, I started working from home, working from my laptop. And because I was working from home, I didn't have to spend so much time in traffic, and I didn't have to spend time in the office. And so I could complete my work in 4 hours. Then I had 4 hours to play. And what I learned about myself is that I wanted to learn how to DJ. And so I taught myself how to DJ. I got signed to an international record label as well. I didn't expect those things to happen, but I just followed what felt right to me, like what was exciting to me, and because I had the time to do it. I made the time to do it as well because there was a period of time where work got hectic, and so I had to work for the full 8 hours. But I just woke up earlier, and after work I didn't waste time on Netflix. I just did the things that excited me. And what this does, like when you play and when you follow your excitement, it makes things happen faster for you. Like literally, I did this. So I told you I've gone through this 3 times. The first time I taught myself how to DJ. The second time I taught myself how to produce music. I started the record label. The third time now that I've just came out of, what I loved when I was younger is football, soccer. And I used to love Football Manager, the game. I was obsessed with it. I wanted to be a soccer manager myself. And so what I did now is that I gave myself permission to play that game, because for the past the past few years, I haven't allowed myself to really play properly, play video games and stuff, because I wanted to grow into the person that I wanted to be, and I felt like video games was a waste of time. I just allowed myself I downloaded the game, Football Manager 2024. I played it. I had so much fun. I got obsessed again. I literally spent 60 hours on the game in the last 2 weeks. And then I don't know, on Sunday or Saturday, I'm not going to play this game anymore, because I feel like I'm ready to transition now into the next phase of my spiritual awakening journey, which is embodiment. It's the 5th stage, embodiment, and then taking action from an aligned place. So I got whatever I needed to get from playing that game, and just having a playful energy and just following my excitement. And so these are these are the secrets to going through your spiritual awakening with ease, so that things happen faster. I just gone through one, and I was able to go through it in 3 or 4 months, as opposed to the first time when I went through it. It was almost a year and a half that I went through it, simply because I didn't have these tools, and at the same time, I didn't do these 4 things. I didn't let go. I didn't surrender. I didn't have 0 expectations about where I was supposed to be going. And I didn't trust that life knows more than me and is leading me to my future self. And what I mean by this is that there's a universal force that drives life. It's the thing that makes the sun come up. It's the thing that makes plants grow. It's the thing that makes your heart beat. What is that force? It's God, right? I call it God, I call it source. We have no way of understanding that thing. Like, we think we know what's best for us, but we don't. And so when you surrender, when you let go, when you have zero expectations on the results of your actions, like, you need to take action, but you should have zero expectation about what that action leads to. You can be led to where life is trying to make you go to become the best version of yourself, because you might think you want this, but what if life can give you that so much better over here? And so I've learned throughout this process to just let go, surrender, do like whatever is in front of me, face that thing to the best of my ability as if I had chosen it, and then have zero expectations about what the outcome should be, because expectations ruin you. Like, when you expect something and you don't see it, you're gonna quit. And when you quit, you don't win. Like, the only way to lose is to quit. And so why would you want to quit? If you just continue playing the game for as long as possible, you will win eventually. But if you have an expectation that you need to win within 3 months and you don't win in 3 months, then you're just gonna quit. So the things that I stopped doing, that I would suggest you stop doing as well, because all of these things are distractions and it's going to overstimulate you, and it's not going to allow you to, it's going to make you fall back into your old identity, to be honest. Like, all of these things over here are distractions. And when you do them, you're just going to fall back into old patterns and your old identity, and you're trying to move into your new identity as fast as possible. And so the first thing that I gave up was alcohol. I stopped drinking for about 5 months. And you don't understand the amount of clarity that you have when you don't drink. But drinking, first of all, you're spending so much money. Then you're going to be potentially hungover for like 2 days. As you get older, the hangover lasts longer. And then your brain is foggy for like 4 days afterwards. And then, say for example, you drink on Saturday, your brain, you hangover, you need to rest, you spend so much money. Your brain is foggy for 3 days. So only by Wednesday or Thursday, you start getting unfoggy. And then you have this clarity, but then Saturday, you just do it all over again. When I stopped, I had such clarity. And I'm stopping now again. I'm going to go on a journey of not drinking any more alcohol again. I usually only drink like once or twice a month, but I'm trying to cut it out again like I did that time and go on a few months without drinking. The next thing I did, no drugs. Like, it's the same thing as alcohol. It's a stimulant. So anything that's going to take you outside of your body, or just like not allow you to feel what you're going through. Like, the most important thing over here is you need to feel. You have to feel what you're going through so that the emotions can pass. Most people don't want to feel what they're going through, and that's why they stay stuck and their life never changes. Like, there's people that you look at and they're just doing the same thing every single day. They're in the same job every single day for 10 years. It's because they don't allow themselves to feel. They don't allow themselves to break the habits that are keeping them stuck. And this entire process right here allows you to break the habits that are keeping you stuck so that you become this new person. The next thing I did was stop overstimulating yourself with like masturbation, porn, and sex potentially as well. Like, you would want to stop that at least for a couple of months, just so that you get through this process and you feel what you need to feel, and you don't use it as a distraction or like an escape, basically. The next thing is caffeine. The same effect that I had with when I stopped alcohol is the same thing I had with caffeine. I didn't wake up tired. My brain was so clear, because caffeine is a stimulant. Like, I've had coffee almost every day. Before I stopped coffee, I had coffee almost every day of my life. From the time, I don't know, since I was like 16 or 18, until I had my spiritual awakening when I was 26. And I stopped drinking coffee, and because I felt like it was making me very angry. And I didn't want to feel that way anymore. And so I stopped it, and I just had so much clarity. And you don't know who you actually are without these things in your life. Like, have you ever actually gone a day without coffee? Like, have you? If not, that's actually a bad thing. Like, you addicted. And it's not, you can use it as an excuse, like, oh, I need it for work. Oh, I need to wake up. You don't need those things. You don't need anything besides like food, water, air, sleep, creative expression. Like, what else do you need besides that? So you don't need these things. And if you tell yourself you need it, it's just your brain trying to convince you, because your brain wants to keep you safe and keep you in this old identity because it's comfortable. Sugar sweets, like, yo, I'm addicted to sugar. I'm addicted to sweets, and so this is difficult for me to do. But again, it's just, all of these things are just distractions and stimulation. You want to cut out all distractions and stimulation so that you can feel what you're meant to feel. And I promise, when you do these things, you will go through your spiritual awakening way faster. You will go through the 6 stages way faster. Again, there's a video on my channel that outlines the 6 stages, and you can go through this in weeks, potentially months, like 2 to 3 months, and not have to spend years going through this, feeling trapped, feeling disconnected, knowing that you're worth more, but not being able to go after those things. Like, literally, it feels like there's a ceiling in front of you that you can't get past. And I know, because I've been there multiple times. And these are the tools that I've used to get through it. So, yeah, hope this was valuable to you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Cheers.